Hi guys. So I made a video on things that Christian sisters would have Christian brothers work on. And one of the things that a lot of sisters actually said is that brothers need to learn to read books and relate with materials on relationships and marriage and not just wait until they are into it or just believe that they know everything about it. So in this video I'm going to be suggesting some books on relationships and marriages that you can read and it will help your knowledge on that subject matter. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, for always coming back. I really do appreciate you. So in today's video, like I said, I'm going to just go right ahead and list some of the books that I have read and I feel would really help on the subject matter of relationship and marriage. So the first book I'm going to be talking about is The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. It's a book that helps you to understand people. It doesn't just help you to understand the person you're in a relationship with, but even in your interaction with people, you get to understand that people are different. The way they understand love differs. The way they see that you love them, the way they want you to show love to them differs. It differs from one person to another. So reading that book will help you to understand the different love languages that we have. So we have five love languages. We have the act of service, we have words of affirmation, we have gift, we have physical touch, and we have quality time. So different people relate to these five love languages differently. Mostly everybody actually wants these five love languages, but the percentage differ from one person to another. So reading that book will help you to understand these different love languages, how it works, what it entails, and all that. I'm not really going to talk much about it, so please read the book. It will really help you to understand people and help you in your relationship and marriage eventually. So the second book I'm going to be talking about is actually for ladies, but then as a guy, as a Christian brother, if you read the book, I feel it will also help you to understand. Of course, the what the book talks about is I believe it is general, but then the writer wrote it, directed it more to ladies, but it's something that will help everybody generally. So the second book is The Lady, A Lover, and a Lord by TD Jakes. Oh my god, I've read that book like a lot of times. There are a lot, as humans, there are a lot of people who put a lot of expectation into another human. We sometimes get things mixed up. What we should expect from the Lord, we expect from the lover. What we should expect from ourselves, we expect from the lover. So I believe that reading that book will help you to understand that it's not just your partner that has a lot of things to do, a lot of things to work on. So you don't put all of your expectations on your partner. There are things that only God can satisfy. There are desires that only God can satisfy. There are cravings that only God can satisfy. There are voids that only God can fill. So if we do not understand the differences, we might put too much expectation on one person and it would really affect, the relationship. So the Lady, A Lover, and a Lord will help you to understand not just about the lover, but the Lord, and even yourself, how to love yourself, accept yourself, because self love and self acceptance is actually basic, is fundamental to accepting love from others. So that book is really, really important. If you're a Christian brother, you can get your hands on the book, and I promise you it will not be a waste of time. You can also buy the books for people in your life. You can buy the book for people in your life or ladies in your life, and I'm sure you will not regret it. So the third book I'm going to be talking about is by Joyce Meyer. It is called Making Marriage Work. I think the book was originally titled Help Me, I'm Married. I think that's it. Yeah, I used to have one title before it was rewritten and revised. So the book is by Joyce Meyer, and if you're familiar with Joyce Meyer's books, you know that she tells stories in her book. So in that book, she tells stories of her relationship, of her marriage with her husband, Dave. You get to read from her experiences, the things they encountered, how they were able to scale through, and it also uses biblical principles to explain some things that we feel are so natural. You see topics like, let me try to remember. It's been a long time I read most of these books. You see interesting topics like count to five before you speak. You see different things, on love, loving like God would want you to love, the God kind of love. It explains a lot of things that patience, different things. So the book is highly relatable. She explained biblical principles and also, inserted our own personal experiences into the book. Of course, our experiences does not override the word of God. So it's still basically on biblical principle. Another book I'm going to be talking about is When God Writes Your Love Story by Eric and Leslie Ludi. I read that book as far back as I can't even remember. It's been long I read that book. It's very helpful. It helps you to it's not just about relationship, marriage. It talks about singlehood, how you can maximize it, how you can, enjoy it, how you can have a purposeful single life. It talks about purity, it talks about a lot of things. So the book is actually really good. I would suggest you read the book. It will not only help you in relationships, it helps you when you are single, it helps you when you want to get into a relationship. It talks about when you are in the relationship. It talks about a lot of things like Joyce Meyer's book. It's written by two people, husband and wife, so it's just like their love story, how they met and everything. I would I'm suggesting that book because it's really a book that helped me, and I'm sure the book will help you if you
Another
read
book
it. That I really love is Things I Wish I Knew Before I Got Married. Oh my god, I read that book, was it last year? I think last year. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things. It talks about, things that you have to, two people are coming together to become one flesh. There are a lot of differences that everybody is coming with. It talks about those differences, how you can get to agree. It talks about something as minute as house chores and flushing toilets. All those issues of people and toothpaste discussing issues between people, and you're like, this how is this happening? So it talks about all those issues. It's something you can read as a single person. You don't have to wait until you're in a relationship before you read it. And if you're already in a relationship, you can read it with your partner. Is going to be very helpful, and you discuss around those things. For those that are single, you can, get a journal and write out some things, some questions that you want to talk about with the person you're in a relationship with, because courtship is basically, or should be, for talking. So that's when you communicate and, reach an agreement on some disparities, some differences that you both might have. So for those that are single, you might want to, write out those things and keep for the future. And it will not be hard. It will be good to even go back to the book maybe when the time comes and read it with the person you're in a relationship with, so you both can discuss it and ask important questions and, agree on a lot of things. It's a very good book,
The
I
other book
promise
I'm
you.
going to be talking about, I'm not going to be talking about one particular book. I'm just going to be talking about the author. Is Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo. He has written a lot of books. He wrote A to Z of Marriage, 25 Wrong Reasons Why People Enter Relationship, When Am I Ready. There are a lot of books by this particular author. You might want to get your hands on his books and read them. His materials are very simple to understand, they are relatable, they are understandable. It's something you really want to read. I'm sure once you read one of his books, you want to get like other books and read on them. These are things that help to build your knowledge base, so that even if you are single, when the time comes, there are things that you already have an understanding of. You are getting ready, you are, your waiting is not just sitting down. I talked about waiting in my last video. If you're yet to see the video, I'm going to link it up here. So please see that video. You're not just sitting down and crossing your leg because the time, that phase of, it's not yet time for that phase of your life. You are preparing ahead for that phase by reading books, by relating with resources, with materials on that subject matter, so that when the time comes, you are not clueless. So yeah, that's that. And another book I'm going to be talking about, or another author I'm going to be talking about, is Uncle Alison. Yeah, we call him Uncle Alison. For those that are familiar with him, his name is Alison Yansito, and his wife's name is I can't even remember her name right now, but we call her Auntie Joko because her husband calls her Chocolate. They are lovely people. They have like a lot of things on relationship, so you might want to check them out. The wives and do Facebook, on Facebook is Voice of a Good Woman, and the husband is Alison Yacinto. So you might want to, go over some of the articles. They have books that they have written together too. I think one of their books is The Bullets Bundle. It's for those that are still single. There are a lot of materials that they have. I think they have teachings from every now and then on relationships. So you might want to just check them out. I think they're on Instagram. I'm going to link the name somewhere. They are on Instagram too. You might want to just read some of their articles, buy some of their books. See, some of these books are not free. Some you can easily get online and download. Some you have to pay for. Sometimes when you don't, when it doesn't cost you anything, when you get a particular knowledge cheaply, you might not value what you have. So it is understandable that you might have to pay for some of these things, so you value it. There are a lot of books that you download for free and they will just stay there on your phone or on your laptop for a long time because you got them for free. But when you pay for a book, you would find time to read that book. So the other book I'm going to be talking about, this is not really a book per se, it is a page on Facebook. It is Love Straight Talk. So they have a website. I'm going to link it up here. No, I'm going to write it down here. They have a website and they have a lot of articles that cuts across different things on relationship. I'm sure if you start reading, you will not finish reading. You can't even exhaust the materials. And I'm sure they have a Telegram page where they have teachings on relationships. They have teachings on different subject matter. So once you get to the website, of course, you would be able to go further from there and be able to relate with some of the articles. I read some of the articles, and in fact, teachings on in-law relationship, there are articles on in-law relationship, there are articles on preparing for your marriage, there are articles on wedding nights, there are articles on, communication, there are articles on what's the word, hey god, there are articles on synchronization of the soul, synchronization of the spirit, and synchronization of the body for when you get married. So they have a lot of articles that you can relate with. Do not wait until you are in a relationship before you start preparing. It is not too early for you to start preparing for relationships and marriage. So that those are the articles I decided to share with you guys. If there are some things, some books that you have also read, if there are some books that you have also read and really helped you on relationship, that really helped your knowledge, of course this is still knowledge. Experience, now applying the knowledge when the time comes is another thing on its own, but we are talking about knowledge now. If there are books that have helped your knowledge, that have helped your understanding of some things, you might want to drop them in the comment section. I'm sure people would be reading and it will really help them to get those materials and resources. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you are still watching me right now, thank you so much. You mean so much to me. You are so dear to my heart. Thank you. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and drop your comments, drop your book suggestions in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your loved ones, share this video with your friends, and see you in the next one. Bye. So it's a book written by, who wrote Five Love Languages? Tim Lahaye. Hey my god. It's Tim Lahaye. Is your data on?